Woodford County High School football on the Yellowjackets Sports Network, brought to you in part by Woodford County Public Schools. Jack Kane Ford. UK Healthcare, Orthopedic Surgery and Sports Medicine. Garrow Floor Covering. Falling Springs Rec Center. Ricardo's. Dairy Queen. Collision Masters of Lexington. Lexington Clinic, Woodford Family Physicians. Kentucky Gym. Doedaddy's. The Warsh House. Little Mozart Piano Academy. City National Bank. Family Wealth Group. And Midway Insurance Group. Good evening from Dr. Mark Lynn and Cindy Lynn Stadium, or field on the site of Ballard High School. The stadium is known as Patrick Crawford Stadium. It's Woodford County High School football as the Jackets take on the Bruins of Ballard High School. Welcome to tonight's broadcast of Woodford County High School football as the Jackets take on the Bruins of Ballard. We're glad you're with us here this evening from
guard, as well as incredibly gifted member of the Ballard Chamber of Commerce. Upon graduation, Maddie will pursue a nursing degree at Bellevue University. Senior, Maddie Brown.
Also, they are the #1 overall ranked team in the media poll.
The next senior, Rafael Rosario Crespo.
Followed by his district opponent, Scott County.
Rafael, number 2, year member of the Ballard band. He is escorted by parents Marie and Jorge. In his time with the Ballard Band, he has served as a section leader, a member of the Female Ensemble, and Jazz Ensemble. Additionally, he is a member of the Ballard Lacrosse team. Rafael's post-graduation plans include pursuing a degree in theology and mid-school at the University of Kentucky.
In their
Senior,
6A
Rafael Crespo.
playoff picture, they of course finished #2 in their district to the Shamrocks.
Our next senior,
the
Sam
#1 team in Class 6A.
Sam is a 4-year member of the Ballard Band. He's escorted by his parents,
As a matter
Adam,
of fact, the Jackets
Courtney,
moved back into the
Brian,
top 10 in that
and
overall
Megan.
poll. They now are #9.
Thomas Ryan. Sam has served as the Ballard Band's operation manager, drum major, section leader, and all county champions.
Next week,
He serves the Ballard community
they also have
as an
a lot
engineering
of
academy
things
student
going
ambassador.
as far
His
as
graduation
health-wise. They are as healthy
includes
as
study
they
at
have
Purdue
been all
University
year.
in materials
One
engineering.
really injury that is still significant is senior Reese Allen, who has missed pretty much the entire year. Got
Our next senior,
in the
Joel
open
Lee.
game and has been
Joel is
playing. The other
a senior member of the
early
Ballard
in the
Band. He is
season
escorted by his
Sam
parents,
Hash,
Sharon
who
and
saw his
Jeffrey.
first action
In
last
addition,
week.
performed with the Bruin marching band. Joel
nice
is
play and a big club on his left hand, but we know that Mr. Hash can play. So we are going to see him in uniform. He will be the #2 on the 2 deep at the will linebacker spot for Coach Rowley's defensive group. Woodford County has really rolled up the points over the last 3 weeks, and actually the 4 weeks in the district play. They hung 52 on South Oldham to open district play in a 52-12 win at Community Stadium. The following week, though, they fell behind 24-14 at halftime to Martha Lane Collins on the road in Shelbyville before outscoring the Titans by a score of 28-0 in the second half to win 42-24. Then 2 weeks ago, it came the shootout in Versailles between the Cardinals of Scott County and Woodford County, a 57-50 victory for Woodford County. I jokingly said the way it started out in the first quarter is going to be the first one to 50 wins. I thought maybe that I was wrong. I was going to be dead wrong about 20 points. I thought the first one to 70 might win. the way those two teams were putting points on the board. But Woodford County was able to come up with a goal line stand inside the final seconds of the game, inside their own 1 yard line, to be honest with you. The Jackets won that one by a final score of 57-50 as they kept the Cardinals out of the end zone there at the end of the ball game. But Woodford County is coming off some really good performances. Offensively, Darian Tomlin needs 130 yards over the next 2 weeks to break 1,000 on the season. He could get that tonight. Ballard has had trouble stopping the run. We shall see how that plays out here tonight. We'll be back here to Dr. Mark and Cindy Lynn Field at Patrick Coffey Stadium in the Derby City of Louisville with more on the Yellowjacket Sports Network. Woodford County Public Schools continues to be a place where kids win, and they've come up with a program that took effect last year, and from all indications, students, administrators, and faculty members love this program, along with the parents. They absolutely love this program. It is a portrait of a learner program, and it's a set of 5 competencies to help them reach their success. Those competencies are a resilient learner, an empathetic communicator, a reflective collaborator, responsible contributor, and a creative problem solver. WCPS believes strongly in the importance and significance that the portrait of a learner will play in the education of its students and is eager to embrace and implement this program as Woodford County students and public schools continue to be a place where kids win. Also by Jack Kane Ford, there are many things that set Jack Kane Ford apart from any other dealership. No matter what make or model of car you get, Jack Kane Ford continues to set the bar high, and then they reach that and they set it even higher. And part of that is the no hassle, no pressure environment when you come car shopping out there. Simple. You come on the lot, you find a car, you can drive around, you can walk around, find a car you want. Nobody will come out and pressure you. Nobody will come out and ball hawk you. They wait. You come to them, tell them what car you're interested in or truck, and then they get you the keys if you want to test drive it, and that's it. Go to them today on Lexington Road. 3405 is the address right there next to one of our other fine sponsors. We'll talk about them in a minute, Dough Daddies. Or you can call them today at 859-873-6666. Jack Kane Ford, where service isn't just lip service, it's practiced every day. And by the way, they are the 3rd year in a row been voted the #1 domestic car dealership in Central Kentucky, and they've won the Ford dealership for this region of the country 3 years in a row. So Jack Kane Ford, where service isn't just lip service, it's practiced every day. Also by the Lexington Clinic, Woodford Family Physicians. The caring doctors at Lexington Clinic, Woodford Family Physicians, have served the people of Woodford County for more than 3 decades. All doctors are board certified to ensure your family reserves the diagnostic, preventative, and therapeutic care you need. For appointments, you can call today at 859-873-9188 or visit LexingtonClinic.com and look up for Woodford Family Physicians. Lexington Clinic, Woodford Family Physicians, where comprehensive care for every member of your family. I also want to talk a little bit, as long as we're talking about medicine and treatment for injuries and things, let's talk about UK sports medicine, orthopedic surgery, and sports medicine. When it comes to sports injuries, being seen quickly is vital to getting back in the game. UK Healthcare's orthopedic surgery and sports medicine program offers walk-in access to sports medicine specialists at their Turfland location just off Harrodsburg Road. Their walk-in clinic is open Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. with no appointment necessary. If you have questions or wish to schedule a sports medicine appointment, call them at 859-218-3131. UK Orthopedic Surgery and Sports Medicine, the official healthcare provider for UK Athletics and a number of athletic programs, both high school and middle school in the Lexington area. So they cover about, I think somebody told me 35 schools, I think is what they cover with that. I also want to say something about my good friend and a longtime friend, and then a longtime sponsor and supporter of Woodford County Athletics, Steve Carroll and Carroll Floor Covering, downtown Main Street. We figured out the other day, Steve and I did, that he's been in the same location his entire business life. That's since 1980, so that's 45 years. Carroll has provided a small, family-owned and operated business, whether it's tile you need, carpet, laminate, hardwood, LVP, or vinyl. Steve has it for you, and you get it in a wide variety of colors, and you can contact him today for a free estimate at your house or business at 859-873-6919. Do a couple more while we got senior night festivities going on. As you see Woodford County there on your screen in the all-white heading towards the end zone. Falling Springs Rec Center, well, it's an experience of endless fun and fitness there at Falling Springs Rec Center. From exciting youth programs to adult fitness classes, there's something for everyone regardless of your age. Join them today for swim lessons, community events, and much, much more. Be sure to check out their Silver Sneakers programs for seniors, making staying fit easier. Whether you're young or young at heart, we have activities to keep you healthy and very active. Discover more on their website at fallingspringscenter.com. One of our brand new sponsors currently is the Wash House. It's a walk-in coin laundry with multiple high-capacity machines that also has drop-off wash, dry, and fold service. Located at 435 Lexington Road in Versailles with convenient hours and location, it makes it an ideal location for your busy schedule. The Wash House also offers service for horse blankets of $15, king and queen size blankets $20, and large rugs, depending on size, $20 to $50. Come let the Wash House do the dirty work and tell them you heard it here on the Yellowjackets Sports Network. Another one that I'm glad to have back on board for us, it's been at least 10 years since they have been a part of us, but if you're growing up in Kentucky, what do you know? You know good food and you know good sweets. Well, you're raised to love those sweets, and it includes delicious donuts. Well, just outside Versailles on US 60 headed towards Lexington, there's a little piece of heaven at Dough Daddy's Donuts. They offer a wide variety of donuts like the classic glazed, long johns, jelly-filled, cinnamon buns, apple fritters, muffins, and oh, by the way, the one that Mrs. Howell loves, Kelly's mom, glazed donut with some caramel icing on it and crumbled bacon, the Elvis Presley donut, she calls it. Matter of fact, I think she called the other day and wants to bring one down. So go see them today. And when, there's holidays coming around, they got holiday donuts for you. They offer them up with themed donuts, and they're available only during that time of the year, and it means you'll have to come back time after time so you can try every one of them. Treat yourself, the family, workmates, or your office by stopping by 3325 Lexington Road or by calling 873-1355. Dough Daddy's Donuts, where happiness is a donut and a warm cup of coffee. And while we're talking about food, let's give it one more shot here. How about Ricardo's Restaurant? Just outside downtown Versailles, it's a unique southern dining experience in historic Versailles for your dining pleasure, combined with an upbeat atmosphere. Game day with UK playing on the road at Auburn on Saturday. Football, you got Woodford County football piped in there on Friday nights, tonight on Thursday night, of course. Located just outside of downtown, as I mentioned, Ricardo's features everything from burgers to salads, many kinds of different entrees. They've had frog legs, I know. They have a ribeye that Steve Bruce says it's to die for. We'll say this, too. I know Steve says that, but Gary Ball says that. So if you got a broadcaster and a preacher that says your ribeyes are good, then you go. And I think Kelly's brother-in-law says the same thing about the ribeye. So they also offer other stuff like the fish and chips and the famous Kentucky Hot Brown. Take your family to Ricardo's tonight at 110 Frankfort Street or call them 859-873-3663 for carryout or curbside service. Also want to talk a little bit about a couple of other places that, while we have a time here, we're about 10 minutes away from the opening kickoff tonight. Let's talk about a couple of really nice places that I just enjoy hanging out and talking to people. One is Dairy Queen, right there on Franklin Street, right next door to one of our sponsors as well, Little Mozart Piano Academy. As a matter of fact, it's right behind it. But Dairy Queen, never, we have a cool, crisp night down here in the Derby City, but I'm telling you right now, there is nothing better than a good old ice cream cake or even a dilly bar or a Buster bar or a Mr. Misty Freeze. We're getting to have the national anthem. That was the tail end of the Ballard chorus with our national anthem here before we get started this evening here in Louisville. Talking about Dairy Queen. Let's also talk about, if with the holidays coming up, you have all these crowded parking lots. You may get a ding here, a scratch here, a broken tail light, a broken headlight there. We'll take it to Collision Masters in Lexington. They can take care of you today and get you set and get your car back on the road. They'll be honest with you. They'll be fair with the price, and they will make sure that you are happy with the work they do. They'll keep you informed as well. David and Josh Wilson are the owners. Known Josh since he was born. Known David, I can guess about 40 years or so. Good family, and they do it with their business. Matter of fact, their slogan is, making your business better is their family's business. So go see them today at Collision Masters of Lexington. Talk about Little Mozart Piano Academy. We had a great time with Luke Hippie hanging out this past Saturday, over there for a live remote, and saw him out at the Jack Keane Ford Fall Festival right after that. Little Mozart Piano Academy right there on Yellowjacket Drive, right next to the former Woodford County High School, the now the Woodford County Board of Education. And I will tell you this. I didn't know a lot of stuff that he told me about this, but it can help you, people who are having memory losses. They can also help with folks that are having problems with their hands and their joints, and can also just really make you feel good if you learn how to play the piano or any other kind of instrument, but especially the piano that Luke has been doing for over 20 years. And we really want you to go see him. He has had such a great response to his business that he's going to have to open up one more day a week. He's going to open up on Saturdays now. And call him today, and I guarantee you will have a blast learning the piano or just hanging out with Josh. And matter of fact, his welcoming committee, his dog Biff. Luke, did I say Josh again? I got Josh on the brain here. Luke Hippie, but you're going to see the welcoming committee first. His little dog Biff. Biff will welcome you into the store, and then he'll hang out with you like your best friend's been for years. So go see him today, Luke Hippie at Little Mozart Piano Academy, where music is the answer. I got that right. And then also City National Bank, putting people first since 1954. If you got a young one that needs something coming up, as far as maybe buying a car, opening up, going to work for the first time and opening up a bank account, go see them at City National Bank. 2 locations in Versailles, the main branch on Marcel's Road, there off Lexington Road, and then downtown on South Main Street. Also, we want to talk about my good friends at Kentucky Gym. If you're tired of the cookie cutter workout gymnasiums or workout gyms, then go see them at Kentucky Gym. They will give you a personalized workout schedule, a personalized workout regime, and they will actually walk you through it. And they also have many different classes like yoga classes. They have a boxing class. They also have a boot camp. They also have some great stuff. Excuse me. And I'm watching the toss here, and Woodford, for the first time since I can remember, wins the toss and defers to the second half. So Ballard will take the football to begin the second half. And you see Woodford moving from left to right on your video device this evening. So you go see them today at Kentucky Gym. Come get fit with an old school vibe, and I promise you, you'll enjoy yourself at Kentucky Gym. They're in the Lexington Road Plaza in the old Cato building. And a new one for us, and I'm glad he's joining us, J.W. Brown and the Midway Insurance Group. No matter what kind of insurance you need, whether it's home, dental, car, motorcycle, your boat, or life insurance, go call him today at Midway Insurance Group. I'm finally glad to have a sponsor from Woodford, in Woodford County, from the town of Midway. I have been praying and hoping I got one, and I got one, and I got a good one. I sat down and talked with JW one day before signing the contract, and it took us about a 45-minute conversation to have a great time. Well, Ballard and Woodford County come out on the field at the same time. Ballard will be in the all black with the white stripe down the middle of the helmet with the burgundy stripes on either side of that. White numerals with the black pants with the white stripe outlined in burgundy down each side of the pants. Woodford County in the all white helmets, shirts and pants, jackets down both pant legs, and then they'll have the black numbers with the gold outline numbered, and both teams huddling up down the end zone to our left, taking a knee, and Woodford has done that for at least the last 3 years of Dennis being here. They may have done it before, but I've noticed it really the last 3 years. So it just that side of things gets lost in sports because of the nature of competitiveness and stuff like that. So we'll see what happens here tonight. Should be a good one. Woodford County and Ballard coming up here in about, I'd say, a minute and a half as the officials take their positions down the field. And again, I'm glad you're with us here tonight on the broadcast tonight. And bear with me. I had some trouble on the short week of trying to connect with the Ballard head coach to get some stuff from him, but I do have their numbers, their names, and at least their classification. So bear with me on that. I don't know their two deeps. I got Woodford counties as well. I'm ready to go for those guys, and we'll get set for you. I do know that the guy at the helm of this Bruin offense will be Larry Irvin. Irvin missed last year's game with Woodford County with an injury, and the Jackets won in overtime here in Louisville last year, right at the end of October. So here we go. It'll be Woodford County in the all-white, kicking off going left to right. Ballard will receive the opening kickoff, and I can't see the numbers from here for the Ballard 2 receiving. And Cash Wolf will do the kicking off for Woodford County. It looks like David Colley. Nope, that's Leandre Martin, I think, on the near side. And on the far side, I can't see the number. I'll get it in just a minute. Wolf will tee it up, and here we go. We're underway. He pooches it down the left side of the field. It hits, takes a bounce left, and I believe Ballard got on it at the 37-yard line. Covering it for the Bruins looks to be number 18. That'll be Cairo Sweeney. So it'll be definitely Irvin, the quarterback, for the Bruins. On the year, Irvin is 78 of 127 for 61% completion percentage, 5 touchdowns, 6 interceptions for 757 yards. And we already have a man coming on late for Ballard. In motion from left to right goes Thompson. Irvin throws out in the flat, and that is broken up immediately by, I believe that's number 12, Wyatt Crow. So it's 2nd down and 10 for the Bruins from their own 38-yard line. Just underway from Louisville, it's Ballard and Woodford County. Ballard comes in with a record of 4-5. They did finish 2-1 in their district. They do a jet sweep, and this one is eaten up in the backfield for a loss of 2. Josiah McKee, the first man there, the nose guard for Woodford County. And McKee is a load to handle up the middle. He's quicker than his size leads you to believe, but McKee goes 6'4". They list him at 245, but he looks bigger than that. And it'll be 3rd and about 12 now for the Bruins from their own 36-yard line. They go trips here to the near side and a wide out to the right. Martin is the running back to the right of Irvin, who goes back to throw. Woodford County brings pressure early. Irvin rolls left, will dump it off, and it's dropped. Incomplete. David Cawley was the man he was looking for. And it's a 3-and-out on the first series of the night for Ballard. And they'll have to punt it away. And back deep on the first punt tonight will be Grayson Hodge for the Jackets. Elijah Ward took one back to the house last week on a punt, so he has become one of the first Woodford County guys in about 10 years to return both a punt and a kickoff back for touchdowns in the same season. Looks like Conley will do the punting for, actually that's number 9, that is Jermaine Walker. This one is an end-over-end kick, hits at the Woodford County 36, takes a kick to the right, and will die right on the Woodford County 30-yard line. So the Jackets have it 1st and 10 for their first series of the night, as their defense forces a 3-and-out and a -2 on the drive for Ballard. So now it'll be Fox Coons for Woodford County at quarterback. Coons on the year is having a phenomenal year, to be honest with you. 158 of 250. They give it off to Darian Tomlin, the first ball carrier of the night for Woodford. Coons is completing 63% of his passes, 28 touchdowns, 6 interceptions for 1,942 yards. Tomlin got a yard, so it's 2nd down and 9 for Woodford County. Twin receivers to the left, and both here to the right. Coons back to throw. He has Johnson, and just off the fingertips as Johnson had a man running with him. That was Elijah Woods, but a nice throw from Coons. He threw it where only his guy could catch it, and just off the outstretched hands of Jalen Johnson for the incompletion. It's 3rd and 9, but that was a well-thrown ball from Fox. He put that in the only place that his man could catch it and gave him the opportunity to catch it. So it's 3rd and 9 as Coons will go back to throw. Throws on the little hitch route. He has Omari Joyner, who's thrown out of bounds by Walker. but it's a gain up to the Woodford County. Out to the 42-yard line, so a gain of, the 43, so a gain of 12. It'll be 1st and 10. Looks like a blitz coming from Ballard. As the linebacker, Sean Manise, keeps darting up between the nose and the defensive tackle, and now settles back about 6 yards back, and then we get a whistle. And as Joyner had it, and as the defender, I didn't see who the defender was, went to put his hand up to rake the football loose. He caught the helmet of Joyner and knocked it away. So it's 2nd down and 15, but he had him. And I think the helmet coming off may have caused Joyner to drop that football, because generally Omari comes up with that. 2nd down and 15. Generally, Omari comes up with that. 2nd down and 15. Coons back to throw. He has Johnson across the middle. He gets over the 45 to about the 47-yard line. He'll get about 9, so it'll be 3rd and 6 for Woodford County. More manageable 3rd down. So it's 3rd and 6. Woodford County has had 1 3rd down conversion in this drive, the opening drive for Woodford. Coons. That's Grayson Hodge. He's going to be dropped at the 50. Grayson turned to go outside because I think he thought a defender was right on him. But if he turns back towards the middle of the field, he gets the 1st down easy. It'll be 4th and about 3. They need the 47 of Ballard. They're going to go for it. Tomlin to the left of Coons. 1 receiver here to the short side, 3 to the far side. And a whistle and a timeout. Timeout Woodford County early in the ball game with 8:47 to play in the opening quarter. Glad you're with us. In case you don't remember, next week Woodford County will be in the Class 5A Eucatry Gridiron Bowl. And that's the road to Kroger Field. The Jackets have a potential now, folks. They are the number 3 team in the RPI, the power index, the rating power index. And here's the thing. They lost ground. They were the number 2 RPI team behind Pulaski County, but they lost ground despite winning big over Anderson County to Owensboro. The only problem was Owensboro played a Madisonville team that was 7-1, and that's the only reason why they got a little bit of an RPI thing. So don't worry, Woodford could host for 4 games to get to Kroger Field. 4th and 3, they have Rytar, and he gets down to the 41, so that gives him 9, and that'll make it 10. They're going to give him a 1st down at about the 40-yard line. So for Rytar, that's another catch, and Coons fit that between 2 defenders. Rytar, that's his 26th catch on the year. And that was Darian Tomlin quickly across the 35 as they went hurry-up offense and got down to the 32, so it's a gain of 8. They give it back to Tomlin. He gets the 1st down inside the 30 to the 29, so give him 3 more. So right now he's got 11, and he's 119 yards shy of 1,000 yards. Tomlin to the right, twins to both sides. Go back to the shotgun. Coons looks. He has Rytar, who is run out of bounds by the defender. And that is Walker, I believe. Or is that Woods? That is actually neither one. That is LaShawn Talbert. So it'll be 2nd down and 10. Went to the short side, and Rytar didn't have a whole lot of room to work with because he was about 6 or 7 yards from the boundary, and then they moved it back. So it's 2nd down and 10. Tomlin to the left of Coons. They go back to the run game with Tomlin, and he is undercut inside the 30 at the 29, the 28. So give him a yard. It'll be third down. Another third down conversion for Woodford County on 3rd now and 9 this time. Looked like Darien was going to bounce that out to the left as they had just caved down the right side of the Ballard defensive front. Somebody underneath that pile for the Bruins got a hand on the ankle of Tomlin to trip him up. 3rd and 9. They'll check it on 3rd and 9. Twin right receivers to both sides. Coons in the shotgun formation. Tomlin to his left. Coons back to throw. Throws, and it's caught as he fell by Rytar. Now, Rytar, for those that don't remember, he only has the second or third longest touchdown reception in Woodford County history of 91 yards down in Shelbyville against Collins. It was actually the touchdown to put Woodford County ahead to stay. 1st and 10, Woodford County on their opening drive. Tomlin gets inside the 15, down to about the 11-yard line, maybe the 12. We'll give him 7. It'll be 2nd down and about 3 now. Trips to the short side. Joyner over there by himself on the wide side. Tomlin to the left again. We'll give you the offensive front for Woodford County in just a moment. As they don't, very rarely do they give up size. They don't. They throw to that back corner of the end zone. That's going to be holding on the defender. Yep. It's Elijah Woods. And he's coming back to the official and ask, what did I do? Well, he had a hold of Joyner's left hand, the right arm, and Joyner couldn't get away from him. And Woods has something to say to Joyner. You might want to watch the highlight films of Omari. He's made some dandy catches in his career, and he's got one more year to go. He made a great catch last year against South Oldham between 2 defenders with one hand, hurt his knee and drug him into the end zone for about 10 yards out. But this year he made one in a losing effort against Mumford at home in the corner of an end zone at Community Stadium. It was just unreal. Go back and check it out on video. It'll be 1st and goal for Woodford County on their initial drive of the ball game. They give it off to Tomlin, bounce it off the 5. He'll drag people into the end zone. Touchdown, Woodford County. That, folks, between the tackles is a Darian Tomlin special. Not to be denied, once he gets those shoulders square to the goal line, he just drug a couple of Bruins into the end zone with him, and it's 6-0 Woodford County with 6:19 to play. That was a 4-minute and 12-second drive. So Cash Wolf on to attempt the extra point, and Mr. Wolf is having a dandy freshman year. His kick is up, and it's good. Wolf coming into today was 36 of 38 on extra points, making 37 of 39 now, and 2 of 2 on field goals. So Mr. Wolf is having a good year. So with 6:19 to play in the opening quarter, Woodford County dents the scoreboard first. They lead 7-0 on the Yellowjacket Sports Network. Well, a nice methodical drive by Woodford County of 68 yards. I don't have the number of plays, but the Jackets ring it up from 8 yards out. Darian Tomlin with his 15th rushing touchdown. That puts him second in the single season touchdown record of 19 held by Preston Stacy. Has a chance to break that as well. Wolf kicks off. He kicks this one down the far side. It'll hit at the 25. And will go out of bounds where Ballard will take it at their own 35-yard line, trailing 7-0. So Woodford County has really looked extremely good. Like I said, 52 against South Oldham, 42 against, actually Ballard's going to make Woodford County kick it again. 42 against Collins, 57 against Scott County, and then 55 last week against Anderson County. That's all district opponents. They come in averaging 44 points a game. Somebody asked me the other day, what is the season record for number of points scored by a Woodford County team? Well, that's 630-something scored by the 2021 team that got to the state semifinals and lost to South Warren. The kick on its way from Wolf. He'll just kind of pooch this one. It's caught in midair at the 38, and up over the 45-yard line goes Santi Brock. And Brock gets it up to the Bruins 46. It'll be 1st and 10. That's a return of about 8 yards. And Ballard will have it 1st and 10 from their own 46, trailing 7-0. They went 3 and out. A loss of 2 on a run by Martin, and then a 2 incomplete passes by the quarterback, Larry Irvin. Trips here to the near side, 1 back to the far side. Brock is the running back to the left of Irvin. He'll bounce it outside. He'll break it into Woodford County territory and get down close to a Ballard 1st down. He needs the 44. He'll get 9. And it'll be 2nd down and 1 for Ballard. Dalen Thompson comes in with the play for Ballard. They go the same formation. Brock to the left of Irvin. Low snap, pick it up. Nope, Irvin keeps it. He'll get back to the original line of scrimmage. That'll be the 40. Nope, he's going to lose about a half a yard. So it'll be 3rd and about 2 now. Actually, they're going to give him the original line of scrimmage. I didn't think he got back to that, but the official's going to say he got to the 46, so it's 3rd and 1. Bruins will go heavy in the backfield with a couple of offensive linemen in to the right of Irvin. They snap it to the big man up front. He'll get down inside the 45. And that was Javion Jones, a junior. And when I say a big man, he goes probably about 250, 260. So it's 1st and 10 for the Bruins. Under 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Woodford County 7-0 over the Bruins. Pistol formation. Now I believe that is Brock again behind Irvin. They give it off to Brock. He'll try to bounce it, and he'll get to the 40. And that's it. It'll be 2nd down and 8 for the Bruins. DeMarcus Jones, Elias Tackett on the tackle, along with number 55 for Woodford County. The young man credit here. '55 is Cameron Johnson. So it's 2nd down and 8. Irvin back to throw, steps up in the pocket, looking deep. He's going to overthrow his man. And that was David Cawley that he missed and missed badly. So they gave him 2 a moment ago. Now it's 3rd down and 8. So Woodford County's defense here will look to force a punt or force Coach Matthew Kuhn to come up with a call on 4th down. Let's see what happens here. 3rd and about 8 for the Bruins. Trips here to the near side. 1 back to the far side. Brock is out a couple of yards. Now gets to the right. And Ballard will call timeout now. Looks like that was maybe a formation that some of the Ballard players weren't familiar with, but Brock was out behind the left tackle. Irvin turned and said something to him. They came in and went to the right and was almost shoulder to shoulder with his quarterback. So Woodford County leading 7-0. Going to keep you up track now. Most of 5A has been decided as far as playoff is concerned. The big issue that we have is actually in this area of the state. It's the Louisville district. Fairdale, who, of course, Woodford County beat in game number 1 of the season in the Little Caesars Bowl, is still being decided. West Jessamine has won the 7th region. Madison Southern is the number 2 team. Montgomery's 3, and East Jessamine's 4. It's the same way here. Pulaski, North Laurel, South Laurel, then Southwestern in the 8th. But I'll give you the one I'm talking about here in a minute. 3rd and 8 as Irvin has Brock to his right. Back to throw is Irvin. Late rush coming from Gilliam. Get a flag. It's going to be holding, and then Irvin will go down at the 38-yard line. But we're going to have a hold at about the 48-yard line on Ballard because Woodford brought the house, and the lineman for Ballard came back and tripped up Cade Gilliam, who had come clean on a delayed blitz from his bandit position as the outside linebacker. And the guy I'm going to assume he was, because I was thrown right at his feet, was number 76. That is Savion Daly, a junior. And the Jackets will force Ballard back to the midfield. So it'll be 3rd and about 18 for the Jackets. I'll give you that here in just a minute, that other region, the one that's not been decided at all right now. Well, 1 and 2 has, the 3 and 4 have not. And they're playing tonight, or tomorrow night, actually. Thompson will set now as the middle guy of the trips to the right. Irvin across the middle. He has a man open. He's going to underthrow it, and it's 4th down. Boy, Coach Rowley usually waits a little bit before bringing pressure, but he's decided we're going to crank it up early tonight, and he has forced Larry Irvin to go over in the first couple of series for the Bruins. Region 4 is the one I'm talking about. Fairdale has won that. They are going into tonight 5 and 4, 4-0 in district play. The number 2 team now is Jeffersontown. The Chargers are 4 and 5 and looking to go 3 and 1 this weekend. The big one to decide, 3 and 4, will be between Bullitt Central and North Bullitt. That'll be Mount Washington will be the host site for that one. And that's going on tomorrow night as well. So the punt away from Woods. It'll come down. It's short. That is caught by one of the up men. And is that Rytar? That is not. That's Elijah Ward. Boy, I tell you, Coach Dennis Johnson's a little sneaky. He had Grayson Hodge back deep, and they had 2 shorter guys. And one of those guys was Elijah Ward, who caught it. And then, unfortunately, there was a Ballard guy right on top of him. But I'm telling you, Elijah's got some incredible breakaway speed. Give you the way I know it's going right now. Owensboro is the number 1 seed in Region 1. The 2 seed is Apollo. The 3 seed now will be Madisonville, North Hopkins. And the 4 seed will be the winner of the Marshall County, Graves County game. Now, we had a penalty, and it was on Ballard. And I don't know what the penalty was on the Bruins. .250 to play in the first quarter. Woodford County, as you see on your scoreboard, leading 7-0. See if the White Hat's going to give the signal again. It's on Woodford. Holding. So Woodford, instead of having it at outside the 25, they are going to be back at the 11-yard line because it happened at the 21. So the Jackets had a 99-yard drive earlier this year. Can't remember who that was against. So Coons with Tomlin off to his right. He'll look, throw out in the flat to Tomlin. Has Ballard guys all over him, but he'll get it out to about the 14-yard line. So it'll be a gain of 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7 for Woodford County. They give it off to Tomlin this time. Big hole, look out. 40, 50, 45, 40. He's going to be chased down, but boy, what a huge hole up the middle. Give the center the credit for Woodford County. And I'm telling you, that thing was huge. Steve Carroll, I think you could have run through that, buddy. Cameron Johnson, 6'3", 260, and only a sophomore. Right behind the center he went, and give the two guards, Caleb Cottle and Justin Perez, an aid there too, because there was nobody in a black jersey. 1st and 10. They go outside, caught by Grayson Hodge. Great move on the sidelines. He gets another 1st down for the Jackets, I think, or did they mark him shy? That was Amari Joyner, no, that was Grayson Hodge, I believe. Either one of them, it was a great move. 8 yards on that catch. 2nd down and 2. They throw it. That's Hodge, and he'll catch it as it's thrown behind him, but he gets to the 15, and it's 1st and 10, Woodford County from the Ballard 15. That was a 62-yard scamper by Darian Tomlin. And, you know, we say 62 yards. I mean, that's big, usually off tackle or going outside. Right up the middle, you very rarely see those kind of runs. They throw on the fade route to Rytar, and a lot of hand fighting again there, and it's over the head of Rytar, and it's 2nd down and 10. We'll give those matchups as we have it for the playoffs beginning next week in 5A, except for the one district that's not decided just quite yet. 2nd down and 10, Woodford County from the Ballard 15. Ryan Brown is the running back now, just off the left shoulder of Coons. Blitz coming, high snap. Coons will fall on it back. Nope, he lost it. Picked up, and now it's, I tell you what, I don't know if he called for the snap or if it was a bad snap, but Ballard's going to take advantage of it as they recover it at their own 45-yard line. That has been an issue over the last couple of weeks. Either the center not understanding the hand claps or the signals being called out by the quarterback, to the snaps being either a little low or high and off to one side or the other. Fox has done a nice job of controlling those snaps, but tonight it comes back to bite him. That thing was high, and if you can snap a ball in a shotgun formation over a 6'5" quarterback, it's gone up. And there's one problem with that snap. That's because the center's rear end flies up. If he keeps it down, it's going to keep the snap down around where it's supposed to be. 1st and 10, Ballard from their own 45. Bunch formation with duos to both sides. McKee is after Irvin. May have gotten held. Throws, caught by Thompson. Inside Woodford County territory, inside the 30. But I tell you what, I don't know what the center umpire was looking at, because it came right at him. McKee beat the left tackle, and the left tackle just reached out and grabbed him and slowed his progress down to Irvin, and a big completion. A gain of 28 on the play. So it's 1st and 10, Ballard from the Woodford County 27-yard line. 36 seconds to play in the opening quarter. Irvin back to throw. Nope, he's going to give it off to Brock, who bounces off McKee, goes outside and gets dropped after a gain of 2. Second down and 8 for Ballard. That may be the final play of the opening quarter here in Louisville, which has been controlled by Woodford County. They took their opening drive of the night after forcing a 3-and-out. Went down and scored up 7-0. Forced Ballard into another 3-and-out. Actually, 6 plays for Ballard, and then Jackets drove it down again after a 62-yard run by Tomlin. Then a errant snap cost the Jackets. Coons had it. Looked like he may have fallen on it really funny, and it slipped out of his hands. And Ballard recovered it. And then a big pass play on first down for Ballard. Got them into the territory they are now. Again, I want to remind everybody, next Friday night, Community Stadium is the site. Woodford County and the Rebels of Boone County for the third time in their history. Woodford County has won one. Boone has won one. Oddly enough, the 3 games are going to be occurring in Versailles. So they won one back in the late 70s, I think. I'll have to look it up again, but they won that game. And then, of course, a couple of years in the COVID year, when the Jackets were only able to play 7 games, they took on the Rebels at Community Stadium and won convincingly. Well, Irvin, the quarterback, he has, looks like Martin, and he's going to roll left. Irvin in trouble. He's going to throw it. It's going to be knocked away. And Irvin again under pressure. And we have a late whistle or a late flag. And it's thrown by the line judge on the far side. And I don't know what in the world this could be. He wiped it off as an incomplete pass, and then he threw his flag late. Well, the umpire has the football, so okay. Well, I don't. May have been a beanbag. I don't know. See, there was something I saw go airborne on the far side. No flag. That's what I thought. The PA announcer said flag on the play too. Now I will tell you this: we are high up, and we are probably higher up. We're about the same height for Woodford County, but it happened on the far side. So it's now 3rd and 8 for Ballard from the Woodford County 25. They need the 17. Irvin with Brock off to his right. Wing back to the left. They give it. Nope, Irvin fakes it, throws out here in the flat. Caught by Thompson, and he's knocked out of bounds. And Thompson again with a mismatch on a linebacker. And the Bruins have it 1st and goal from the Woodford County 6. And this set up by a turnover from Woodford County, which has been a bugaboo too. They had 2 against Scott. The opening kickoff last week on a fumble against Anderson, and this errant snap led to this one. Thompson in motion. They fake it. Irvin spins, gets away from Cottle, gets down to maybe the 3. He rolled into the end zone, but they're going to mark it at the 3. So it'll be 2nd down and goal. Tied at 7. They give him to 3, so it's 2nd and goal. Cottle had him in the backfield, and he spun off of that. But instead of Cottle going through him, he tried to reach with hands. Hayden Smith, I'm sorry. Irvin back to throw on the fade to Thompson. He overthrows him. Not sure the route that Thompson was running. It looked like Irvin was expecting to run a flag route or a corner route. And it looked like Thompson was running a fade route. So it's 3rd and goal. And now the Bruins go heavy. They have 3 in the backfield. Right to the right of Irvin. Again, the direct snap to the big offensive lineman. He gets down to the 1. And it's 4th and goal. Well, I tell you, you can tell the big offensive lineman is used to it on this snap. But here's the thing. He runs straight up and down. If you're Woodford County, you got to attack him dead in the middle. But you got to attack him. You can't wait on him to give him a head of steam. They're going to run the same play. Irvin with those 3 to the right. Direct snap again. He bobbles it, and he doesn't get there. Woodford County with a second straight week with a goal line stand inside their 1. Well, he bobbled. He got the snap, but it was a bobble of the snap as he took a step forward before the ball got to him. And it caused him to bobble the snap. And Woodford County holds inside their own 1-yard line. And it's 1st and 10 for the Jackets. Just outside their own 1-yard line with 10:26 to play. Ryan Brown will be the running back for the Jackets, and the Jackets will go shotgun formation. Now we got to make sure that we get this snap down. Coons, check with me, trips to the far side, as you can see. 1 back here to the near side. Coons. And you got Grayson Hodge with Colley standing about 12 yards back from him. They throw out in the flat. That is Hodge, and he'll be stopped at the 1. I don't understand that call from offensive coordinator George Bowen. That is a tough call to make and throw just a basic a screen pass right at the goal line. I mean, throw the ball down the field. The worst thing you can have is an interception, and it's out of the shadow of your own goalpost. They give it off to Ryan Brown. He'll get it out to about the 2, maybe the 3. They're going to give him the 2. It'll be 3rd and 9. But that little bubble screen there to Grayson Hodge, and Hodge did a great job of getting it off that goal line. I don't know how he didn't get dropped in the end zone for a safety, but he battled to get that through there. And now it's 3rd and 9. May have to ask Coach Bowen about that, what his thought process was, because that's a dangerous play. Coons back to throw, and we have a whistle and a false start. Now, that came as the ball was being snapped, so I don't know who jumped. It's got to be the right side of the offensive line, and it's still going to be 3rd and about 9.5. It's only half the distance to the goal. So, but that came a very late flag after the ball had been snapped. So somebody got a quick start there. Tell you what Ballard's doing. They are the inside receiver. When you go trips, they're covering it with the safety, and the safety's given about 10 or 12 yards. Now they're going 2 deep. So a Tampa 2 look from Ballard. Coons back to throw in the end zone. Lets it fly. He has Rytar, and that's contact. Yep. Denver played on the ball, and that was Elijah Woods again. And Rytar actually had inside track. And that was just a straight post pattern. So the Jackets will get it out from their goal line to the 16, the 17-yard line. Nope, they move it back. Okay, I don't understand how you go from the 2-yard line to the 1 on the illegal procedure penalty. Then a 15-yard penalty should be exactly to the 16. My late mother would be happy with my math skills on that. 8:58 to play in the first half. Woodford County up 7-0. Coons back to throw. He's going to hurl this one down. Joyner being held again, and no flag coming. And again, that was Woods. Woodford's seen something. They can throw it deep on these guys, especially attacking. I'm sorry, that's not Woods. That is LaShawn Talbert Jr. for the Bruins. 2nd down and 10. But he had a hold of Joyner as Joyner was running, and Joyner couldn't get the left hand up, nor could he get any separation because of that. But it's 2nd and 10. Now you got Tomlin back in there, running back. They give it to him. He'll bounce it off to the right side. Gets up close to the 20. He'll be the 19. It'll be 3rd and 7 for Woodford County. I want to thank everybody who's watching online on YouTube on the Yellowjacket Sports Network. Thank you for your patronage. Subscribe down there at the bottom. They throw on the quick slant again, and again contact, but no call. Ritter had the inside move again and was held up. And I'm telling you, I don't know. You got 7 officials here. You ought to be able to see that. That was a hold as big as you please when he came out of his break. But the guys in the stripes are the one that matters. And Woodford County will punt on 4th and 7. Josiah McKee will kick back over here, and this is the dangerous David. That's Jalen Thompson back there for the Bruins. Good snap. McKee gets the kick out of there. High kick over to the far side. Thompson catches it on the fair catch at the Bruins 48-yard line. A 33-yard punt, no return. It'll be 1st and 10 for Ballard from their own 48-yard line. Well, Woodford County got 1 first down on that last drive. Picked up on a pass interference penalty call. I thought there was a couple of others that were negated as far as calling them. Jackets defense back out on. They, for the 2nd straight week, stopped the opposing team inside their own 1-yard line. Thompson in motion. They give it off to Brock, and he'll bang it. Nothing. I mean, nothing. First guy up off the bottom of the pile, that is Sam Hash, the senior, along with DeMarcus Jones on the stop. They gave him a yard, and I don't know how he got that because he was stuffed. It's McKee and Jones, the defensive ends, or Thunder and Lightning. And it looks like, I think that's Elijah Huff, but I can't tell his number here. That is actually Diego Castillo at the nose guard now. You got some beef up there. Castillo goes 5'10", 240. You got McKee at 6'4", and 245. And timeout Ballard. And their second charge timeout, so they are down to 1 here on the first half. Last year, Woodford County came down here, won in overtime over Ballard, and it just was one of those games where it could have gone either way, and there was a couple of real critical mistakes made by both teams in the fourth quarter that allowed allowed Woodford County to get the lead, and one that allowed Ballard to tie it late. And then Woodford County was able to win it on a Logan Ford field goal. So the Jackets looking to go 9-1 on the season after finishing last year at 10-2. I'm sorry, at 11-2. I beg your pardon. Losing at home to Highlands, who dropped down to 4A this year, which is their normal way. They've actually made teams play where they're supposed to. They give it off, and I believe that is Brock, or is that Martin? Yeah, they were based on their. That is Brock again. He got 3. It'll be 3rd and 6. But they base it on your size of enrollment, boys percentage for the boys, and Highlands was supposed to be down in the 4A class with Cov Cath in that district. They go trips here to the near side. One back to the far side is Cauley alone. Irvin will look up the middle of the field. He's in trouble. After him, and going to get a hold behind it. Going to get a hold. And it's coming back. He got the first down inside the Woodford County 40, but I got a hold on the offensive line. And you could take your pick. There were 3 linemen that at one point or another had a hold, and I believe that was one of them had a hold of Josiah McKee. The other 2 at one point in time had a hold of Diego Castillo because Woodford was collapsing the pocket. It'll be a big hold on Ballard, so that'll push them back into their own territory at the 42-yard line. So now it'll be 3rd and 16 for the Bruins. Again, next Friday night, Woodford County will be at Community Stadium for the first round of the 5A playoffs. They'll host the Rebels of Boone County. The winner of that game will play the winner of Dixie Heights and Martha Lane Collins. If it's Woodford, it'll be either the Colonels or the Titans coming to the Jackets. Irvin back to throw, looking. Intercepted. Christopher Reed headed 50, 40, 35, 30, 25, 15, 10, 5. No flags. Touchdown. Yellowjackets. Christopher Reed on a return of 58 yards, and Woodford County leads 13-0. They're saying 47, but that is actually 58. He took it at the Woodford County 42 and took it to the house. So 58 yards. And that was a ball that was thrown up, and it didn't. I don't think Irvin ever saw Christopher Reed. So with 5:54 to play in the first half, Woodford County has a defensive touchdown. They're second in as many weeks. Urbina on to attempt. Nope, that's Wolf on to attempt the extra point, and it's good. And a Bruin is shaken up for Ballard. I don't know if he came down funny or it was knee buckled, but he's not walking very good. The guy that's a little gimpy is Jacoby Moore. Moore's a senior. They are loaded with a bunch of seniors as Ballard. So Woodford County on a defensive score leads 14-0. The other defensive score came last week against Anderson County, a 2-yard fumble return for a touchdown by Zion Brown, who had a heck of a game last week, a fumble recovery for a touchdown and 2 interceptions for the senior. So it's 14-0 Woodford County now. So I'm going to do this early, and I'll do it again at the end of the game, but I'm going to go out on this early. Fans, we need Community Stadium to be rocking next Friday night when Boone County comes to town. Wolf will punch it down the middle of the field. It's picked up by number 3. That is LaShawn Talbert, who loses his footing at the Ballard 35-yard line. He's covered up by number 33, that's Emerson Wilson, a freshman for Woodford County. So it's 1st and 10 Ballard from their own 35-yard line. Glad you're with us. It is a cool night, but not a cold night here in Louisville. Could be worse. Of course, the river is just probably a hop, skip, and a jump from where we sit. It'll be Irvin with Martin to his right. A wing back to the right. They give it off to Martin, and he'll break a tackle and get up to the 39-yard line. Sorry, that's Brock again on the carry. He got 5. It'll be 2nd down and 5. They give it off to Brock. Gets up over the 35 to the 38. It'll be 3rd and 2 for Ballard. They'll need their 45-yard line to keep this drive alive with just under 5 minutes to play in the first half. 14-0 Woodford County. Glad you're with us. We got basketball coming up. We have, hopefully a run to Kroger Field, so 5 weeks left in the football season. Irvin off to the right. He has the first down to about the 47-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for Ballard. So he got to the 47. Give him 4. Irvin gives it off to, I believe that was Brock. Nope, that's 21. That is for Ballard. That is Robert Phelps on the carry. He got 1. 2nd down and 9 for the Bruins. 3:45, clock moving. First half of action from Louisville. Got a decent crowd from Woodford County tonight. Across the way. Really nice crowd for the Bruins here. This one thrown in the flat. That is Thompson. And boy, I tell you, that little feisty kid, and he'll get a first down and a flag late. And I think we're going to add 15 more on for a face mask. There were 3 Woodford County defenders there, and they couldn't get him down. He's not the biggest guy out there. It is a face mask on Woodford, and it is only the 5-yard variety. So it's 1st and 10, Ballard from the Woodford County 38. It's Jones along with Castillo, I believe, and nope, that's not McKee. That is Smith on the defensive front for Woodford County right now. They give it off to Thompson on the jet sweep. He'll cut it back up, and he gets back maybe to the original line of scrimmage, and that's all. In on the tackle for Woodford County was Sam Hash, the Will linebacker, along with Kingston Dumas. So the 2 inside linebackers, the Mike and the Will linebacker, in on the tackle for Woodford. Woodford getting a lot of people in and out. Keeping them fresh, keeping them healthy. That was Jackson Irvin in at the Thunder position. 2nd down and 10 for Ballard with 2:15 to play in the opening half. Irvin, straight drop back, flushed out of the pocket. In trouble. He's going to throw this one away, and it's incomplete. Just got outside the pocket. And it's 3rd and 10. Guy that was pursuing him was Jalen McKinney again. Jaden has really played well over the last few games, earning himself a starting job tonight at the Bandit linebacker spot, the outside linebacker. Got a whole fresh new look of linebackers in there. McKinney is the Bandit. On the other side at the Joker is Cade Gillum. Woodford looking to show pressure. Here they come with it again. McKee, and they got Irvin in the backfield, and the ball came loose. McKee just literally bull rushed the right guard back into the backfield, and Woodford County forced a 4th down and long, and Woodford's going to spend one of their final 2 timeouts. They'll then be down to 1 here. It's 4th and about 15 when we come back on the Yellowjacket Sports Network. Well, Woodford County Public Schools has implemented that Portrait of a Learner a year ago, and it has been really well received by parents, students, faculty, and administration at every school across the community, and it has really done wonders for the kids' morale. They have actually been more interactive with all their classrooms and things, and it's 5 competencies: a resilient learner. I have trouble with that word tonight. Empathetic communicator, a reflective collaborator, a responsible contributor, and a reflective or creative problem solver. WCPS believes strongly in the importance and significance that the Portrait of a Learner will play on the education of its students and is eager to embrace and implement the program as Woodford County Public Schools continues to be a place where kids win. We have a new punter in the ball game for Ballard. And I can't tell the number from here. It looks like 38. That's Carter Humble, a junior. It's 4th down and 15. This one is a line drive kick. It's going to hit at the 17. And it looked like Woodford County was getting around it, get away from the football. Wow. That's Elijah Ward, and I'll guarantee you his dad, who was a pretty good punt returner in his day at Bryan Station High School and at the University of Kentucky, and his uncle, who is equally as good at both those jobs. We'll probably have a talk with Elijah, but I think Elijah had every intention of maybe possibly picking that thing up, but there was a whole lot of black jerseys around him. It would not have been a very good result for Elijah, because they were there and waiting on him. 1st and 10, Woodford County from their own 12-yard line. Big touchdown here, or points of any kind. They'll throw. This is Amari Joyner on the catch at about the 22, maybe the 23. Minute 33 to play. Got a 1st down after the 32-yard line, so 22-yard line. So it's a gain of 11, 1st and 10. Coons back to throw. Hodge falls down. He'll throw deep. Amari Joyner battling and somehow did not come up with it. But I tell you what, there's a whole lot of hand fighting between both Talbert and Joyner. It's got to be pass interference or at least defensive holding on Talbot or pass interference on Amari Joyner, because they are letting him get by with a lot of pushing, shoving, holding. So it's 2nd down and 10 from the 22-yard line. But if you can put a touchdown on the board here, you're up 21-0 going into halftime, and you get the ball to start the second half. Coons with Tomlin behind him, and he moves Tomlin to his right now. 3 to the far side. They pitch back to Tomlin running right. Cuts it up and then gets drilled. He left his feet and got hammered by number 26. That is Aiden Smith, a freshman. Nope, I'm sorry, that's 25. Darion Mitchell, a junior for Ballard on the hit. And he got a yard, did Tomlin. So it's 3rd and 9 with 45 seconds to play and the clock moving. Woodford County in no hurry with 1 timeout left, up 14-0. Back to throw is Coons. He's throwing deep, and this one's going to be incomplete. Don't know who he was looking for, but it was well over the reach of anybody there, and it's 4th down. So Woodford County's going to have to punt it back to Ballard, and I may have been a little bit more conservative as OC there. I may have run the football, made Ballard use that last timeout instead of having the clock stopped, and they still have that 1 timeout left now with 29 seconds to play in the first half. I may have tried to force them to call that final timeout, even if you have to punt it away. McKee line drive. Looks like he meant to come this direction with it, and it went off to the right. It'll go out of bounds somewhere in Ballard territory right at the 45-yard line. 35-yard punt, no return. Been a long time since I played golf, but the last time I played golf, that looked like my tee shot. Made an immediate right turn off the tee box. So it's 1st and 10 Ballard from their own 45-yard line with 22 seconds to play in the first half and still one timeout left. Now, if you're Woodford County, you got to find 15 in black. Jalen Thompson. He is not the leading receiver on the year for Ballard, but he has been the most dangerous tonight so far. Irvin, pocket collapses, gets it up the middle, gets into Woodford County territory. They're going to mark him down at the 47, but I thought his knee hit at the 48-yard line, and Ballard's going to call a quick timeout with 15 seconds to play. So the final timeout in the first half for Ballard. He got 8, so it'll be 2nd down and 2 for the Bruins. So Woodford County really doing some good things on offense. They just seem to be a little off as far as the connection level is concerned. They really haven't had a big play in the passing game other than, I think, the 20-yard pass to Rytar, and then that's been pretty much it as far as explosive plays down the field. But then the big 62-yard gallop by Tomlin got Woodford County down in the area before the errant center snap on the shotgun. So it's 2nd down and 2 for Ballard. They are out of timeouts with 15 seconds to play in the first half. So Brock to the left of Irvin. Woodford County looks like they're bringing people. They're dropping people back with a little game up front. Irvin will throw out here into the flat. It's caught and knocked out of bounds by Jaden Barnes on the catch for Ballard. It's a 1st down. But they have 8 seconds to play. But the big thing for Woodford, you need to keep him in bounds. Elijah Ward on the tackle. And the senior realizes that. He looked and made this international sign to the sideline. That was my fault. I should have kept him in bounds. So it's 1st and 10 Ballard from the Woodford County 38. This could be somewhat of a momentum shift for Ballard to cut this lead in half if they can get a touchdown here in the final seconds. They throw out here in the flat. This is Jalen Thompson. He'll step out of bounds with 4 seconds to play. And they'll come on with the field goal unit. And number 37, Colton Abbott, a junior for Ballard. Abbott on the year is 6 of 7 on field goals this year. This will be from 47 yards away from the near hash mark here. And a timeout, Woodford County. And that one was way off left. If I'm Woodford, I go back in the deep. I put somebody back there in the end zone because if it comes up short, I believe in the high school ranks you can return it, like the college ranks. Woodford makes the final timeout. Well, let's talk a little bit about injuries. We have a lot of injuries going on here in the regular preseason of college games. Of course, Louisville just lost a kid for the season for the men's basketball program. Kentucky has suffered a Jaden Lowe shoulder injury, but he's about 2 or 3 days away from coming back from that shoulder surgery. So, he didn't even have surgery from that shoulder injury. So, 4 seconds to play. Abbott out of the hold of Benjamin Kizaminski. I don't have to call his name 15 times tonight. That'll be tough to say. Kizamiski, the holder for Abbott. The snap's good. The kick is up. It's blocked by Woodford County, and I believe that was who? That was Elijah Ward. Boy, I tell you, he came flying around the left side and laid out and smothered it. It never got off too far from the tee. Well, that's the end of the first half here in Louisville. It is 14-0, Woodford County. And we'll have you back, and we'll cover some of the playoff picture for Class 5A on the Yellowjacket Sports Network. Back here at Dr. Mark and Cindy Lynn Field and Patrick Crawford Stadium here in the Derby City of Louisville. The Yellowjackets lead over Ballard by a score of 14-0. Darren Douglas, along with my better half, Kelly Masters, on the camera tonight. Glad you're watching back home in Versailles or Midway or Millville or Nonsuch or Mortonsville, wherever you may be. We are glad you're with us here this evening. Again, next Friday night, Woodford County will entertain the Rebels of Boone County. I want to tell everybody the KHAA has this game time listed as 7 o'clock. I'll get with Coach Dennis Johnson sometime this week, and we'll get the actual game time. It could be 7:30, which is normally game time for Woodford on home games on Friday night, but the KHW has it listed at 7 o'clock. So look on Facebook, and I'll post on Facebook this week what time the actual time, the game time is next Friday night from Community Stadium. Boone County and Woodford County, round one of the Class 5A playoffs. This is how it looks as far as matchups are concerned, as far as next week is concerned, starting off the playoffs for the 5A, and all the different classifications, but I'll definitely give you that as far as 5A is concerned, because that's what we're worried about, right? Uh, but I also want to talk about, let me talk a little bit about something. I'm going to go backwards now as I talked about our title sponsor, the Woodford County Public Schools. But let's talk about Midway Insurance Group. J.W. Brown is the insurance agent there. It is a small, family-run business. He is very involved in Woodford County as far as the young people are concerned. I do know that. And he gives you home, auto, life insurance, your motorcycle, your boat. He'll take care of you. You just got to call him over there today at Midway Insurance Group, downtown Midway. And for those of y'all who haven't been to Midway and you live in Woodford County, but you moved in from someplace else and you've never been to Midway, you got to go, okay? And then go find Midway Insurance Group and say hi to JW and tell him thank you for joining the Woodford County broadcast as far as the sponsor is concerned. I absolutely had a great conversation with the gentleman, and he will give you a really good deal. I mean, it's a small business, but I'm telling you what, he's got big plans for the people of Woodford County, and that's what you want from any kind of insurance group, but especially at the Midway Insurance Group. He's going to give you that. Also by Dairy Queen, Paul Wright and I had a conversation for an hour the other day on the phone. I called just to tell him, the game's been changed to Thursday nights, not Friday night this week down at Ballard. And we talked about anything and everything over the day. But we also talked about Woodford County football. He is absolutely ecstatic that the Jackets are where they are as far as the record's concerned. And he's pumped. He said, I'm going to go to my first football game in 25 years next Friday night. So, Paul, I don't care how cold it is. I know you're listening and watching this evening. I don't care how cold it is. I expect to see you up in the press box, at least telling me hi. Okay, so I'm calling you out, Paul. But Dairy Queen, doesn't matter what kind of weather it is. Doesn't matter how hot, how cold, how rainy and dreary it is, how sunny. Doesn't matter. It's always a great time for some kind of treat from Dairy Queen. And you can go see them in 2 locations in Versailles there. Go see them, and please tell them thank you for advertising on the Yellowjackets Sports Network. Been great dealing with them, and always get you. If you're going there and you're going to get you one of those burgers or maybe a chili dog, that's great. But you know what? It's always a good time for a banana split blizzard. No, we love the banana split blizzards. I will say this, Steve Bruce does too. I do know he'll have a ribeye at Ricardo's and then go down and get him a blizzard down at Dairy Queen. But go see him. We're happy. Tastes good. Also, I want to talk about Family Wealth Group. Now, I'm going to tell you, Family Wealth Group, with the way everything's going, gas prices are up, but they're coming down, and they're kind of bouncing around depending on the time of the year with the weather and, holidays and things like that. They're starting to go one way and the other. Well, if you want to get a little nest egg for your grandkids, and if you're fortunate enough to have grandkids or your children, you want to give them something when you're gone, retirement should never, ever be scary. And the folks at Family Wealth Group can help you. They got several locations around Kentucky, one in Lexington there out in Hamburg. They also got one in Georgetown, one in Harrisburg, and the main office down in London, Kentucky. That's where you see former Wildcat All-American Jeff Shepard hanging out, if he's not in Houston watching his boy play, who's lighting it up in the preseason right now for the Houston Rockets. But they've also got one, if you're up there in the mountains of eastern Kentucky, over in Hurricane, West Virginia. Now, for those of y'all that don't know how to pronounce it, because you look at it spelled like hurricane, but it's Hurricane, okay? So Hurricane, West Virginia is the other office. Go see them today. Retirement should not be scary. Give that money back to people and save it for those people that you love. Also by Collision Masters of Lexington. Collision Masters of Lexington. I'm telling you, I came out one time, it was about 3 or 4 years ago. I had a ding on my car, and it caused the chrome part to come off the door. I took it to Josh and David over there, Collision Masters. He said, this is an easy fix. Got it fixed within 5 minutes, put the glue on it, and ready to go. So Collision Masters of Lexington, go see them. They can take care of whatever problem you got, and they're going to be honest with you. They're not going to rob you. They're not going to sit there and tell you it's going to cost this much. They are going to take care of you and do it in a friendly, family type manner. That's the Collision Masters of Lexington, 2 locations. The one I go to is over there off of Old Frankfort Pike, just off New Circle Road. Go see them and tell them I sent you. Also by City National Bank, putting people first since 1954. You got a young one that's 14, 15 years old, starting their first job. You want to have them have their own bank account? Well, take them in. They'll take you step by step through that process and also help you learn about how to have your money work better for you. That's City National Bank. 2 locations, the one off Marcells Road off Lexington Road, the main branch, and then the branch bank down off South Main Street. That's City National Bank. Also by Little Mozart Piano Academy. I tell you what, I had a heck of a time for 2 hours on Saturday, last Saturday at there with Luke Hippie and his bodyguard / greeting party, Biff. I guess he's a pug, right? No, he's a pug. Biff took a liking to me, I guess, because when I walked in there one time to set up the remote, Biff looked at me and I sat down on the couch, and the couch was all black. I was in all black, and Biff is all black. So I guess he thought I was one of him, so he just stood up on my shoulder as I sat on the couch. So go see him. But here's the thing about Little Mozart Piano Academy I want you to understand. It is home-owned, and they have all the stuff that have people that you need to get some dexterity back in your life, whether it be mentally, emotionally, physically, because it can help you with your fingers and those things, and it can help you get out of a depression. Maybe music makes you feel good. If you get that favorite song that you hear, and it doesn't matter what genre it is, if it's a favorite song, may have a song that brings back a memory of you and maybe one of your parents, or maybe that first time you saw your better half, whatever. So music could do that. So Little Mozart Music Academy, and Luke Hippie swears up and down for a guy who can't hear any kind of tone when it comes to music and can't carry a tune in a bucket if I wanted to, swears up and down he can teach me how to play the piano, and I'll sound like I've been doing it for years. Go see Luke Hippie. He's been doing it for 20-plus years. And Kelly plays the piano, but her mother plays it very well, too, and plays it by ear, which makes me really jealous. But go see him, Little Mozart Piano Academy. Luke Hippie, tell him I sent you. And, again, he is open for business Monday through Friday, but guess what? He's going to add an extra day, and he's going to be open 6 days a week because the demand is getting better. Go get in a class now and learn from Little Mozart Piano Academy. Also by Kentucky Gym. If you're tired of these cookie cutter gyms that tell you stuff and then charge you for everything, or they become a clone of each other, well, go see Kentucky Gym because it's an old school style gym with an old school vibe. Go see them today and tell them we sent you here on the Yellowjackets Sports Network and get in the best shape of your life. That's Kentucky Gym, Lexington Road Plaza in Versailles. Well, I got to talk about my good friends, and when I say good friends, they have been friends for a long, long time. And that is Bob Kane, Bill Kane, Pat Kane, the late Jack Kane, David Griffith, and all that group out there. I'm telling you what, you think it is a business and you go in there and you're going to be stale, and Lord, no. All I got to do is tell you, go on YouTube and look up the Bob and Dave show, and you will see that those guys, they do that every day in work. I mean, you go in there, it's dangerous because there's no telling. They may be playing Nerf basketball. They may be playing cornhole. They might be throwing football in the showroom. I mean, there's no telling with those guys, but they have fun, and they also give you no pressure, no hassle. Kelly's nephew bought a car from them, drove all the way up here from Nashville, Tennessee to buy a car at Jack Keane Ford. And you know what? Every time I see him or talk to him on the phone, he tells me, hey, Darren, I love the car my Aunt Kelly got me. I appreciate the folks at Jack Keane Ford. Got treated with nothing but just a good time there. And he says, I appreciate that. And he goes, if and when I need another car, I'm going back to Jack Keane Ford. And they also have a baby on the way, so they may need another car. But congratulations to those guys. So Jack Keane Ford, it's not just lip service. They do it every day. They practice it every day. And I'm telling you what, in the last year, within a month of each other, I got a nail in one tire. Kelly just had to one-up me. She got 2 nails in one tire and one in the other tire, both on the back side of her car. So she just had to outdo me. But we took it to the quick lane there at Jack Keane Ford, and tell you what, they took care of it, and it is a wonderful place. You get nothing but wonderful service no matter where you go, whether it be the showroom, buying a car, whether new, used, or a back road Joe, and then the folks back in the quick lane can't be there. And I'm going to give a shout out to a guy that I played high school basketball against, and I know he listens occasionally and watches. And Steve Wooldridge, I'm telling you what, he has been a great addition to the Jack Keane family. He is in charge of the parts department. But I tell you what, don't play basketball against that guy, because if you're going to get a pick set, you better watch out, make sure he's not around, because he sets a pick. I was a victim on several of those times. Yeah, and I got to give, he doesn't sponsor, but I've known this guy a long time too. And I guess that means we're old, both of us. But he's a good friend of mine. I'm going to he's been a loyal listener since I took over some 9 years ago from Mac Calvert when Mac unfortunately passed away. But, he has been a listener. And matter of fact, I refereed with him for a couple of years. Ed McKee, thank you for listening, and thank you for being such a long-time good friend. I appreciate it, buddy. Got to give him a shout-out. And, again, Ed, I know we both are getting old because we both decided to give up officiating about the same time. So, anyway, that's enough of me tooting his horn and my horn. I told you I was going to give you a quick rundown of the games. There is a game already finished tonight. Covington Scott knocks off Covington Holmes tonight, 54-0. Boone County is taking on Lloyd Memorial tonight. These are all the games. Now, these are games going on tomorrow. There is a big one tomorrow night in Prospect. Atherton, who has won their district in Class 5A, will take on North Oldham on the turquoise field. Yes, you heard me right. Turquoise. Boise State got something started with the Smurf turf up there with that blue turf. There is one that's even worse than that. I'll give you a college one, and then I'll give you a high school one. Eastern Washington. They're nicknamed the Eagles, okay? But their turf is called the Inferno turf. It's bright red with black numbers and white lines. But has anybody in the central Kentucky area seen the highlights from Paris High School, from Blanton Collier Field over there? Orange with black stripes, black numbers and white stripes. Yeah, so a lot of tough stuff. But we know some of those things. A game going on tonight that decides the 3rd and 4th seed. The winner gets the 3 seed. The loser gets the 4th seed. Bullitt Central and North Bullitt playing each other tonight in Shepherdsville. But here's and I gave one of Kelly's and my friends a shout out. I told her, I said, you know what, you ought to be proud of being a Bullitt County. All 3 high schools have made the playoffs in their respective classes. North Bullitt and Bullitt Central in 5A, and Bullitt East in 6A have all made the playoffs. So we'll get back to the rest of these in just a minute. So Woodford County will get the kickoff to begin the second half. My buddy Bo Bruner of the Spencer County Network just texted me, said North Oldham calls their field the pool. So Woodford County will receive the kickoff. Back deep is Elijah Ward, dead in the center of the field. And they're going to kick it to him, and it'll go over his head, bounce at the 2-yard line, and into the end zone. It is a touchback, and Woodford County will have it 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Now, if Elijah was back where he normally is, which is around the 5, he may have been able to catch that football and return it. And all Woodford County fans know exactly how dangerous he is when he has the football in his hands. 1st and 10, Woodford County from their own 20. The initial possession of the second half. Jackets leading 14-0. They give it off to Tomlin, running left, breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle, and will get up to the 27-yard line, it looks like. Yep, gain of 7 will be 2nd down and 3. I think we may see a little bit more of the running game from Woodford with Tomlin because he is electric. Coons back to throw. That is a out and up, and a great catch by Amari Joyner over Talbert Jr. down to the Bruin 49-yard line. Give him a gain of 24, and it's 1st and 10. Jackets are going to be tough to defend on the passing game for the most part. You got 4 guys with over 450 yards receiving. They go back to the ground game with Tomlin. He gets a yard. Second down and 9. Actually, they're going to give him the 48, so it's 2nd down and 9. Tomlin comes out kind of gimpy as Aiden Powell will come in replacing the junior. Powell, the electrifying sophomore, 6 rushing touchdowns on the year for Powell. Jackets have 24, I believe, rushing touchdowns on the season. Pass caught by, looking for David Johnson. 3rd and 9, incomplete pass. So Woodford County on the initial drive of the second half and a 3rd and long, up 14-0 with 10 minutes, 33 seconds to play in the 3rd quarter. From Louisville, twin receivers to either side. Coons with Powell in the pistol formation behind him. Coons back to throw, rifles it, caught by Rytar down to the Ballard 35-yard line, and it's another Woodford County 1st down. That one was rifled right into the breadbasket of Rytar. Gain of 14. It'll be 1st and 10, Woodford County. Coons back to throw, rolls right, throws, caught by Johnson. Give him 12 or 13 more. Down to the 23-yard line, so give them 12. Jackets moving quickly down the field. No huddle. They bring trips here to the near side. And they give it off to Powell. Breaks a tackle and bounces down to the 31-yard line. Give him a couple. 21-yard line. Give him a couple. It'll be 2nd down and 8. You know, I didn't mention this at the beginning of the night, but Woodford County's offensive line has started every game as a unit. That's a position that very rarely you see every starter start every game. They usually are pretty banged up by the end of the year. Coons stands tall in the pocket, throws, and I don't know if he was looking for Joyner or Johnson, but they were both in the area, and it's 3rd and 8. Don't know who was the intended receiver. Then Tomlin, that's a good sign for Yellow Jacket fans back in the lineup. He came up hobbling after his last carry a couple of plays ago. Johnson in motion. They pitch it back to Hodge, and he was going to throw it. And I tell you what, the defensive back, Sean Manish, just reached out, grabbed Joyner, because that's who he was looking to throw it to, and couldn't get it in a nice play. I believe that was Brock on the tackle for Ballard. That was a loss back to the 29-yard line. That's a loss of 8, so it's 4th down and 16 for Woodford. But they were going to do a double move again, and the corner just grabbed Joyner as he was going, and Grayson Hodge had nobody to throw it to. Kind of a mix, not a mix-up, but a tricky play there for Woodford County. And Hodge played quarterback in middle school, so he can throw the football. Coons back to throw, deep drop, steps up. He has Hodge on the post pattern, broken up, and it's incomplete. That one, I think if Fox puts a little air under it, lets Grayson run to the back side of the end zone, that's 6. But he threw it on the line, and the defender got a hand on it to knock it away. And Ballard turns Woodford County away on the first possession of the second half. So Ballard has it 1st and 10 from their own 29. 8:36 to play in the third. Pistol formation. Tight end here to the right side. They've not even looked his direction. They give it off to Brock on the carry. He gets up to the 34 to gain a 5. It'll be 2nd down and 5 for Woodford County. Tackle was made by Kingston Dumas. Irvin gives it off to Brock again. He'll get forward and get the first down up over the 40-yard line. First man there was Jackson Irvin. And then a host of Jackets came in to make the tackle, but not before Brock was able to burrow for a first down. And it's at the Bruin 40-yard line with 7:40 to play in the third quarter. Each team with a takeaway tonight. Woodford County gave a fumble away. It was actually an errant snap in the shotgun from center to quarterback Fox Coons. And then the Jackets had an interception return for a touchdown by Christopher Reed of 58 yards. Irvin back to throw. Throws out, and he misses his man out on the far side. Intended for Jaden Barnes, it looks like. Actually, is that 3? Yep, that's Jaden Barnes. 2nd down and 10. Again, next Friday, Woodford County at home against Boone County. 5A playoffs begin. Game time on the KHSAA website says 7 o'clock. But most games for Woodford starts at 5:30, so or 7:30, so we'll see what happens when I talk to Coach Johnson. They give it off. This is 21, I think. That is Robert Phelps. Jaden Smith got a hold of him, the big defensive lineman for Woodford County. So it's 3rd and about 7 now for Ballard. Six and a half to play in the 3rd. Irvin back to throw. Woodford County brings blitz. Gilliam gets him back at the 35-yard line. Gilliam, a sophomore, 5'9", 190 pounds, from his joker linebacker spot, the outside linebacker, and he came untouched. They're going to mark him at the 37. So it's a loss of 6. And it'll be 4th and 13 for the Bruins, and back deep is Grayson Hodge. I was looking up Hayden Smith. He goes 6'5", 265 as senior for Woodford County on the first play of that series there. So Ballard will punt, and it'll be Humble again for the Bruins, and we have Ward sneaking back as well. This comes down to Hodge at the 35. Makes a move, it's going to come back. Hodge is off to the races. It's going to go back for a touchdown, but it's coming back. The back judge is going to go a block in the back, and I tell you what, I saw it when Hodge caught it. That is not a block in the back. Once the contact is made in the area of the chest, the defender cannot turn his back to get a block in the back, and that's exactly what he did. And it just happened to be in my line of view up here from the press box, and that is a bad call. Yep, they're going to call a block in the back, and no, I'm sorry. That one was missed by the back judge. He was watching to see if Hodge made a fair catch. Then he was also watching to see if Hodge's knee hit when he caught the football. So he had those two things going on, and then he's out of the corner of his eyes going to catch a block in the back. But he did not see the initial part, so I'll give him benefit of the doubt. He didn't see the initial contact from the Woodford County blocker. So I'll give him benefit there. Moves it back inside. So instead of a 65-yard punt return for a touchdown, it comes back to the Woodford County 30. Here's Tomlin, big hole, and he gets up over the 45 to about the 47-yard line, so give him 17. So he ripped off a quick, make it 18. So it's 1st and 10, Woodford County again. Boy, I'm telling you, the Jackets, when Tomlin run the ball, they are tough. This is Brown. He gets it up to midfield, so give him 3. 2nd down and 7. You know, we talk about Ballard being senior heavy. Woodford is junior heavy. So it's 2nd down and 7 from the 49 of Ballard. This is Aiden Powell now, and he gets stood up. And on the tackle for Ballard was Wyatt Zeman. And he got no gain, so it's 3rd down and 7 for Woodford County. Ryan Brown comes back in. So twins to both sides. Brown in the pistol formation behind Coons. Coons rolls right, throws on the run, caught, and a 1st down at the Ballard 36-yard line. Gain of 13. That was Jalen Johnson for Woodford. And then we get a whistle, and offsides on Ballard, who lined up in the neutral zone. I tell you, Ballard's got a lineman, that defensive lineman, that is really favoring his right leg. And I kind of feel for the young man because his coaches are not really paying attention to him right now. He is limping and limping noticeably. That is number 54, Javion Jones, a junior. So they give it off on the running game again, and Ryan Brown on the carry. He got a yard down to the 30. It'll be 2nd down and 4 for Woodford. They go right back to the line of scrimmage. 2:55 and the clock moving here in the 3rd. They give it off to Brown again. He gets inside the 20 or the 30. He'll be close to the 1st down. I believe he's got the 1st down. And he got 4, and he needed 3, so it's 1st and 10 Woodford from the Ballard 26. Brown again to the 24. It's 2nd down and 8. Damon Jackson on the tackle for Ballard. Back to the hurry-up offense we go. Brown to the right. Now they're moving. That's Powell, actually, to the left of Coons. Hodge in motion. They give it off to Powell. And he fumbles the football. And Woodford got back on it at the 25, I believe. And now Darian Tomlin will trot back on the field for Woodford. He is approaching. I'm sure he's got 100 yards. He is probably approaching that 1,000-yard mark tonight. I don't know how many he has. I know he had 62 on one carry tonight. Loss of a yard on that fumble. It's 3rd and 9 for Woodford. Empty backfield. 3 to one side, 2 to the other. They go to the back corner of the end zone to Rytar. That's Jalen Johnson. Oh, my goodness, he never saw it. That was a great catch by Johnson, but I'm telling you, that field judge on the far side, there's no way he can see the catch in his foot. He should have looked back to the linesman, who has a look right down that outer bounds line over there. But that was a heck of a catch by Jalen Johnson over there in the corner of the end zone. Or was that Rytar? I thought it was Johnson. Nope, that was Rytar. 4th and 9 now. That was a nice throw by Coons. Back shoulder. Rytar made the adjustment. And again, I do not know how a field judge can see that standing where he's at. They throw in the middle of the field. That's caught by Grayson Hodge. Touchdown, Yellowjackets. And he beat 2 guys. And the Jackets go now up 20-0. And I tell you what, Coons threw that off his back foot and threw a rope. That was a heck of a throw. I mean, he had somebody around his ankles and threw off his back foot. And threw it 27 yards on a dime to Grayson Hodge. Cash Wolf on to attempt the extra point here. They're going to fake it. Jace Carroll is the guy throwing it. It's incomplete. Looked like Woodford might have been trying to just put something on video there. Either that or the snap was high. Woodford County leads 20-0 with 57 seconds to play in the 3rd quarter here in Louisville. I want to talk about the Wash House. The Wash House is Walk-in coin laundry with multiple high-capacity machines that also offers drop-off wash, dry, and fold service. Located at 435 Lexington Road in Versailles with convenient hours and location. Makes it ideal for your busy schedule. Call them today, but you go in and take your horse blankets in there for $15, king and queen size blankets for $20, large size rugs for $20 and $50 depending on their size. Come let the wash house do the dirty work and tell them you heard it here on the Yellowjacket Sports Network. They also do Woodford County High School football and middle school football uniforms. So Wolf will kick off here with the Jackets up 3 scores now. He'll punch it down the middle of the field. That should have been down there with his knee, but the Jackets have him at about the 37-yard line. Should have been back at the 32 because he fielded that thing with his knee on the ground, and nobody blew it dead. And on the tackle for Woodford County was number 40. That is Kane Springate, a freshman for the Jackets on special teams. Irvin will get back into the huddle, and they have one receiver out here to the near side. That is Barnes. They'll send Colley to the far side. Thompson is in at a wingback spot. And Brock is the running back to the left. Irvin looks out there to Colley. Has it complete to the big wide out. He gets 8 or 9 on first down. Looks like they'll give him to the 42-yard line, so that's a gain of 8. It'll be second down and 2. Actually, they gave him where he bounced to the 40. Yes, the 43. Yep, so they gave him 9. They gave him where he bounced. He hit the ground and bounced. But second down and 1. Trips here to the near side. One receiver back to the lone side. That's Colley. Irvin with Brock to his right. He fakes quarterback draw. Straightened up in the pocket, and he falls forward to the 45. Did not see the guy. There's DeMarcos Jones that has a shot at him in the back. Nope, that's Jackson Irvin. And he got away from Jackson Irvin and got to the 46. It'll be second down. It'll be actually first and 10 for Ballard. When we come back here to Ballard High School in Louisville, Woodford County looking to go to 9-1 on the season if they can hold on to this 3-score lead here in Louisville. Carroll Floor Covering is one of the fine places that have been in Versailles for as long as I can remember. In business since 1980, same location for Steve Carroll. It's been a small family-owned and operated business since 1980, as I mentioned, and whether it's tile, carpet, laminate, hardwood, LVP, or vinyl, Carroll has it for you in a wide variety of colors. You can call him today for a free estimate at 859-873-6919, or you can go to Lexington Clinic Woodford Family Physicians, get primary care for every member of your family, whether it's diagnostic, preventative, or therapeutic. Call them today for an appointment at 873-9188 or visit them online at lexingtonclinic.com. Also, real quick for Family Wealth Group. Family Wealth Group, retirement should not be scary. Get everything you can put aside. Go talk to the folks at Family Wealth Group in Lexington, London, Georgetown, Harrisburg, or Hurricane, West Virginia. They will help you save money for your grandkids and your great grandkids. Got the hiccups now. Irvin, and we have a whistle and I think a false start. Or is it offsides? Let's see. False start on the Bruins. And I think it was the right tackle that got started too soon from his pass protection. Good reason. He had a guy by the name of Darian Tomlin from his joker spot there on the far side. That's a handful to deal with. 6'2", 205 pounds. And lightning quick. It'll be 1st and 15 now for Ballard. Irvin rolls to the right. Sets his feet going back across the field. He has Cauley wide open. And he gets inside the Woodford County 35, down to about the 32-yard line. Boy, I tell you, there was a wrestling match with Josiah McKee and one of the interior linemen, and I tell you what, he got away with a good one. He did a nice little twirl with Josiah, put his hands around both shoulders on the outside and turned him. But a big gain for Ballard down to the Woodford County 32. They give it off on the run. He gets maybe a yard. He does. They gave him to the 31. Generous spot, though. I think he may have gotten really a half yard. That was Robert Phelps on the carry. 2nd down and 9 for Ballard. Under 11 minutes to go in the 4th quarter of action here from Patrick Crawford Stadium, Dr. Mark and Lynn Cindy Field at Ballard High School. They give it off on an inside trap to Jacoby Thompson, and nothing doing for the shifty wide out for Ballard. Tackle by Jackson Irvin. And it looked like also in on that tackle was Cade Gilliam. But Irvin was the guy that made the play early. And Irvin goes 6'2", 235, and only a sophomore for Woodford. 3rd and 10 now as he lost a yard on the play. Irvin back to throw. Woodford County with pressure. Throws out here incomplete, looking for Barnes. And it'll be 4th down. And Gilliam and Santee Brock wind up back at the Woodford County 42. I don't know who ran who back that way. But it's 4th and 10 now for Ballard as Irvin will bring in the play. Two receivers to either side. And now Woodford County is going to call timeout. Somebody was not in a position to make a play, so Woodford County has to burn a timeout here. Gives me time to talk about some more of our fine sponsors along the network. Oh, in case you wonder about next week, I have a special situation where we were able to, with a generous contribution financially, or donation if you want to call it that, we will be video streaming the very first round of the playoffs against Boone County. So there will be video streaming. So if you're unable to make the game or the weather's too cold for these old bones, which mine are starting to get that way as well, you can catch it right online here. Same way you did tonight. Just join the link. Woodford County and Boone County from Community Stadium. Falling Springs, you know, one of your favorite places to go. Food, fitness, family, and fun, all under one roof. Go see them today or see them at FallingSpringsCenter.com. That'll give you all the information. Woodford looks like they're going to bring pressure, but Tackett backs out. Now they come with it. Irvin rolls, and that should be an incomplete pass. because Thompson stepped out of bounds before he made the catch and never got his foot back in bounds. But he's going to be a yard shy. I will say this: we got 7 officials here tonight, and it is short of the guy. He got 9. But it'll get it to the Woodford County 24-yard line. He needed to get to the 23, and he didn't get there. So 9:38 to play in the fourth quarter. Woodford County on top, 20-0. So Woodford can now play some ball control if they want. Leading 20-0. Coons has Tomlin to his right. They give it off to Darian. He breaks a tackle, gets up over the 25 to about the 26, maybe the 20. They're going to give him the 26. Man. Now they got at least 4 out of that, but they're going to give him 3. Second down and 7. You know, I have a lot of loyal listeners, and I just talked about Ed McKee being one, but I got several others as well. Mo and Omer Smither listening back at home tonight. Got several other people along the lines. If you're listening, we appreciate you being with us on the Yellowjacket Sports Network tonight. They give it off to Tomlin, picks his hole, will get to the 30, and he gets 4. It's going to be 3rd and about 3 for Woodford now. I think Dennis Johnson may have heard me say that he had 130 yards to reach 1,000. They're going to try to get it to him. 3rd and 3 from their own 30-yard line. They need the 33. Bunch formation on both sides with twins in tight. Snaps a good one to Coons. He throws on the corner route to Jalen Johnson. He gets up near midfield. Gets to the 48-yard line. That's a gain of 18, and it's 1st and 10 Woodford County as they move the sticks again. And I'm telling you, if you try to take away one receiver like Omari Joyner, you got Jalen Johnson, you got Grayson Hodge, you got Kale Reitar. They give it off to Tomlin again. He gets a yard up to the 49. It'll be 2nd down and 9 for the Jackets. But if you're looking at this, you have, coming into tonight, you have Joyner had 632 yards receiving, 560 for Grayson Hodge, 474 for Jalen Johnson, and 464 for Reitar. They throw out in the flat. This is caught by is that Hodge? He's going to get close to a 1st down. And it was Grayson Hodge. And we have an injured Ballard player on the far side. Coach Dennis Johnson coming out to check on him. Hodge got 8. It'll be 3rd and a yard for Woodford County when we come back here in just a minute. But again, you got, and look at the receptions here. You got 39 catches for Hodge, 32 apiece for Joyner and Johnson, and 25 for Reitar, and 13 for Darian Tomlin coming out of the backfield. So you got, and then you got 5 guys or 6 guys averaging over 10 yards a catch, led by Caleb Reitar with Omari Joyner with 19.8 per catch, 18.6 yards per catch for Caleb Reitar, 14.8 for Jalen Johnson, 14.4 for Grayson Hodge, 10.8 for David Jones, and 10.4 for Darian Tomlin. So you got 6 guys with over 10 yards plus per yards per reception. Then you have 4 guys with over 460 yards receiving on the year. So, that's just one of those things where who you going. Jacoby Moore was the injured Bruin. He's going to come off to the near side here, limping. It looks like he's favoring maybe that right leg of some type for Ballard. So it's 3rd and a yard for Woodford County with 7:11 to play in the ball game. We have only that one final score coming from Northern Kentucky. Tomlin will not get there. He's going to be, boy, that is an awful spot. Wow. I thought he got down close to the first down, but they're going to put him right at the line of scrimmage. So it'll be 4th down for Woodford County. 4th and a yard, and they gave him no gain. I don't know. Coons he should have the first down, but I don't know. If it comes from the far side official, it's going to depend on his left foot, and it's going to depend on whether or not he got enough push. At 6'5", 245, he should have. And Tomlin had to do the bush push, and they didn't get it. I'm not sure they got it. You got all 7 officials the other 6 officials trying to help out the white hat. He needed the 42, or just shy of the 42. I have no idea where the football is. They look like they marked it on the 43. I don't think he got it, but I don't know. I think he got a horrible spot. But, again, that's me just sitting up here in the press box. He's a good 6 inches short. Terrible spot. I mean, it just, I don't, they put, here's the thing I have, we talked about before the positioning is Ballard will take over on downs. We talk about the positioning of the officials, the linesmen, the head linesman on one side of the field and the linesman on the other. They put them a good 3 to 4, sometimes 5 yards off the field. Now, how in the world you can see something from that distance, I don't know. They say it's to help them move better, but now you're putting all the teams on both sides of the field. You're making them step back even further off the field. So I don't know how you can see that. Now, these officials look like they're about 2 yards off the field. So it'll be 1st and 10 Ballard. Irvin throws it out here on the swing pass, and boy, I tell you what, that was smelled out by Wyatt Peters. Malachi Allen on the catch, and he had no chance. None. The free safety, Wyatt Peters, came flying up like he'd been shot out of a cannon. Loss of 3 back to the 40 with 5:52 to play. So it's 2nd down and 13 now for Ballard. Irvin back to throw. Pocket collapses. He's scrambling around. Diego Castillo has a hold of him. And a little bit of a tussle back there in the backfield with Jaden McKinney and a Bruin. That was Robert Phelps. McKinney loses 2 more or a yard back to the 39, so it's 3rd and 14. So 4 minutes, 50 seconds, clock moving. Ballard is in a 3rd and 14. And I think Ballard's going to call another timeout. They are. Timeout, Ballard. Let's give you the rundown next week for the games that we know of for sure. It'll be Grayson County at Owensboro in the opening round of the playoffs. It'll be Madisonville North Hopkins at Greenwood. It'll be Graves County at Bowling Green. And Barron County will travel up to Owensboro Apollo. We are still waiting on the matchup for Atherton next Friday night and the matchup for Seneca. That is that 3rd, 4th place situation there. It is Iroquois will be at Fairdale, and Butler will entertain a school to be determined yet. So there's 3 in that district with Fairdale that are undetermined. It will be South Oldham traveling up north or across I-71, I guess it would be, headed into, they'll go into Burlington to take on Cooper next Friday night. So we'll be back in Vegas. Irvin on 3rd and about 14. Pressure coming. He escapes it, gets up over the 40, and we'll get back to the original line of scrimmage. So it'll be 4th down and 10 for Ballard. And Irvin has been pressured all night long. He has not had a comfortable pocket or been able to sit back there and read anything tonight. So it'll be 4th down and 10 with 4:06 to play. And now timeout, Woodford County. Thank you, coaches, for giving me time to read all this stuff off. I appreciate it. Where were we? We're at South Oldham traveling to Cooper. It'll be Connor taking on Scott County in Georgetown next week. Of course, Boone County at Woodford County, and Collins will travel to Dixie Heights. It'll be Southwestern at West Jessamine, and the first time in probably 15 years that West Jessamine is going to host a playoff game. It'll be Madison Southern traveling down to North Laurel. East Jessamine will be at Pulaski County, and South Laurel will be in Mount Sterling to take on Montgomery County. So that's the 5A matchups next Friday night. So it's 4th and 10. Irvin will roll to the pocket to the right. After him is Irvin. He misses him. And he'll throw it incomplete, and it's Woodford County football at the 43-yard line of Ballard. And again, they rolled the pocket, but Irvin had to go way outside the pocket because pressure was coming again from Woodford County. And that was Darian Tomlin that missed him instead of Jackson Irvin. But he threw it out of bounds looking for Jalen Thompson, incomplete. So Woodford County will take over 1st and 10 from the Ballard 43-yard line. Leading 20-0. Hasn't been a thing of beauty, but Woodford County has been workmanlike tonight. They do have a defensive touchdown tonight, a rushing touchdown by Tomlin, and a passing touchdown from Coons to Hodge. They give it off to Aiden Powell. He gets down to the 41-yard line. Give him a gain of 2 to be 2nd down and 8. Looks like Woodford is really just going to take their time with the offensive set. Coons going all the way over almost to the sidelines to get the play call from offensive coordinator George Bowen, who's up here in the press box. And it'll be, wow, they're already at 10 seconds on the play clock. But Woodford's going to go, that it's going to be delay a game. But I'm telling you what, I never heard the whistle to blow the play in for a set. So that irks me. And I can hear it from up here. So I look up, and the daggone back judge has got his hand up. 5-yard penalty for delay a game. Never heard it. And then another 5-yard penalty on Woodford County. That one, I think, came from the sideline. I think they were trying to remove Bug out of the game or move him out to left tackle, and it cost them 5 yards. So it's second down and 18 now for Woodford County. They had it at the Ballard 41. They're now at their own 49 with 3:01 to play in the ball game. Woodford, barring an absolute collapse, will move to 9-1. Ballard will drop to 4-6. Powell knocks it up in the middle, down and back into territory again. And it's third down and timeout Ballard. Their second charge timeout. Some other games of interest that might be for people around the area as far as in Central Kentucky. Let's just give you a few. Let's look at 4A right now. Next Friday night, Taylor County will travel all the way down to Paducah to take on Tillman. It'll be Franklin Simpson at John Hardin. Callaway County will be at E-Town. And Marion County will be at Logan County. Grant County will travel to Prospect to take on North Oldham. Breckenridge County will be at Spencer County next Friday night. Wagner will be at Franklin County, and Western Hills will go to Valley. It'll be Greenup County. Thank goodness Greenup County's back in the playoffs, but unfortunately you get to go to Highlands. Mason County will be at Ashland Blazer. Harrison County gets the enviable task of going to Johnson Central. And Boyd County gets an even bigger situation to go to Cub Cath. Coons back to throw on 3rd and 18. He has Amari Joyner who makes the catch. Down to the Ballard 30. It'll be 4th down and about 5. So he got 13 on the play. 4th and 5. Coons back to throw. Called across the middle by Jalen Johnson. Down at the Ballard 25, and one of the Ballard DBs thought he should have had an interception there. But it's 1st and 10 Jackets at the Ballard 24-yard line with 2:25 and the clock moving. Give you that last few matchups here. It's Harlan County hosting Wayne County up at the mountains. It'll be Russell County at Corbin, and Perry County Central will be in Stanford to take on Lincoln County. Good luck at Death Valley down there. Powell again, the ball carry, got about a yard, maybe 2. Nope, that's Ryan Brown. And we have an injured Ballard player face down on the turf at about the 27-yard line. So we'll let the training staff for Ballard Take a look at the young man. He's face down on the turf here at. He's on his back now, so at least he rolled over. Um, looks like maybe the right leg they're looking at. Let's give you some more of those. So that's the 4A. One of the classifications that really interests me is the 3A class because it seems to be, that was 3A. Oh, here's 3A. Because you got a lot of teams in the 3A bracket that are generally not there. That is Santee Brock, and it looks like he's got a cramp. And I can feel for you, young man. I've had those where I was walking really funny, like I've been riding a horse for 2 weeks solid, not getting out of the saddle. It'll be second down and about 11. Woodford's going to run the clock down as much as they can with 1:38 to play in the game. Coons just waiting on the back judge to throw his hand up. Now that's longer than the 25-second play clock was a moment ago. It's taken forever, it looks like. Coons will throw the football. Throw it out in the flat. Knocked down by the defender for Ballard. And it's third down now and about 11 with 1:18 to play in the ball game. Woodford County, it won't be one for the highlight reels other than maybe a few plays here and there for Woodford, but the biggest issue is to get the win and stay healthy. Ryan Brown inside the 25 to the 23. He got 2. It'll be 4th and 9 now for Woodford if they choose to run another play with 1:05 to go. If they elect to kick the field goal from here, Bina would probably be the choice. .42 seconds to play. Urbina would be the choice with the really strong leg he's got. But I think Woodford calls their final timeout of the game here. They'll take it again. In Class 3A, Adair County will be at Murray. It'll be Hopkins County Central at Hart County, who made the state semifinals a year ago. Or did they make the championship? I can't remember 3A, but it's Webster County at Glasgow. LaRue County will visit Union County. Mercer County will be at Christian Academy of Louisville. That is a tall, tall task. DeSales will be at Garrett County. Western will visit Lexington Catholic. Bardstown will be at Louisville Central. Bath County will be at Lloyd Memorial, one of my favorite nicknames of all time in the high school ranks in Kentucky. Can anybody tell me what the nickname of Lloyd Memorial is? And Ryan Wilson, you do not count because you're an alum from there. I'll give you a couple of seconds to think about that. Bath County will visit Lloyd Memorial. It'll be Henry County at East Carter. Carroll County at Russell. Fleming County will be at Bourbon County. Powell County will get to go down to Log Mountain at Bell County. Knox Central at Letcher County Central. McCreary Central at Lawrence County. And Estill County at Rockcastle. They throw long, and that is Rytar, and it's incomplete. And the Jackets will turn it over on downs. So that's the 3A. And we won't talk about 6A, and we will not talk about 1A. Because I think it's going to come down, depending on how the Class A, we'll just say this, Class A will come down to one of 3 teams. It'll come down to, well, let's 4 teams, because Raceland's always in there. You got to call Raceland, Worthington. You always got out of northeastern Kentucky. You got to always worry about them. But I think it's going to come down to 1 of 2 teams. Whoever can get through that It'll be either Kentucky Country Day to repeat or Campbellsville, who went down to Louisville here in the Derby City and knocked off the Bearcats last weekend to win the district title. So we'll just tell you that. Irvin back to throw, swings it out of the backfield. That is a tackle by Jalen. Nope, yep, that's Jalen McKinney. He got a gain of 4. It'll be second down and 6. 3, 2, and 1. That's the final score here from Louisville, Kentucky, and Woodford County wins it by a final score of 20-0. Again, it's not something that it was a thing of beauty. Woodford did not play their best game tonight, but they did enough to come out with a victory here tonight, and the key is they have stayed healthy, and that's the ultimate thing that you want, is to come in and win a ball game and work on some things, maybe put some things on tape that your next opponent has to worry about and prepare for, and then you worry about the rest of the stuff from there. So I want to talk real quickly about my favorite, not my favorite, but one of my favorite places to go to. And you know what? You grow up in the state of Kentucky, it means you're raised to love sweets, and that includes delicious donuts. And we just have one of the biggest slices of heaven when you have the donuts or muffins from Dough Daddy's Donuts. I mean, they are absolutely wonderful. You got to go see them. They offer a wide variety of them, like the classic glaze, the Long Johns, whether cream filled, plain, or with a custard in it. You got a caramel topping. You also have a chocolate topping on it, or you can go get the jelly filled, different kinds of that. You have apple, you have cinnamon rolls, you have apple fritters. You know, you just have a wide variety. It's a huge selection there, and you can really just tease your taste buds. But here's the thing I want to tell you, too. They got gas out front, so guess what? If you fill up with a tank of gas, you get a free glazed donut. It's the only place you can get it in town. And when I say glazed donut, I'm not talking about one of these things that is about the size of a decent-sized apple. I mean, they're good-sized glazed donuts, so you get your money's worth. Treat yourself, the family, workmates, or your office by stopping in today at 3325 Lexington Road or call them at 873-1355. Well, Kelly and I have not a long trip. It's only about a 50-minute drive from here. I know she's from here, is what she said, but we don't have a long drive home tonight. It's about 50 minutes. Not that bad a drive, but we both do have to get up in the morning and do things, and Kelly's got to go deal with the very little ones tomorrow morning on her Halloween day. Now, I want to tell everybody, do this for me as a favor, please, please, please. When you're out tomorrow night, whether you're taking your young ones, your grandkids, or just around the neighborhood, please be careful. Watch before you cross the street on both sides of the street. Just be very careful. And then if you're out driving around, please watch for the little ones. They're going to be all over the place, so watch for little ones and make sure you drive in neighborhoods, not the speed limit in the neighborhood, but drive below the speed limit in the neighborhood tomorrow night. And I believe trick-or-treating in Versailles tomorrow night, I think, is 6 to 8, I think. 6 to 8 in Versailles tomorrow night. So between those time frames, please be careful driving out there tomorrow night. I really, really want to make everybody have a great Halloween. Now, that being said, next Friday night, a week from tomorrow night, Falling Springs, as they call it, but here's the thing. It's called Community Stadium for a reason. That stadium was built with the blood, sweat, and tears of the entire community of Woodford County. So be there next Friday night. Jackets are favored, yes, But I'm going to tell you right now, Boone County's coming in with a absolute chip on the shoulder. They have nothing to lose and everything to gain by upsetting the number one team in 5A. The Jackets need to come and put their hard hat on and go back to work and set the tone early. But how they do that? They do it with you, the fans. You need to fill the stadium. Let's pack the stadium on Friday night. I don't care what the weather is. I don't care how old you are. There are people out there. I've seen people in their 80s and 90s supporting these Jackets. I want everybody out there. Wear your gold and black next Friday night. Get out there early. Kickoff is either at 7 or 7:30. I'll have it posted on Facebook, and we'll try to get it out as much as we can all across the Jacket Network as far as different other outlets. But I want you guys to understand, you guys make a difference in ball games. The louder you are and make it tough on the other team, that's the thing that needs to happen. You need to be there next Friday night and get this team ready to go for a good run into the playoffs. And not only just a good run into the playoffs, but let's get to Kroger Field. It's going to take 4 wins to get us there. You need your support. Students, I know you're listening at home tonight. Students, we need you. Had a great student body 2 weeks ago when Scott County came to town. We need that kind of student body every home game from this point on to get us to Kroger Field. We have a chance of hosting all 4 weeks as we go into the playoffs, but it starts next week, and I'm challenging the entire Woodford County community. I don't care where you live, McAfee, Midway, Nunsuch, Millville, Mortonsville, Clifton, don't care, in Versailles, I want you there. I love for you listening and viewing and watching me and watching the games online, but I want you to be there next Friday night in Community Stadium. Let's make this thing a true home field advantage when Boone County comes to town next Friday night. Well, now I've gotten off my soapbox, and we're done with that. But we're going to say this. The final score tonight from Ballard was Woodford County 20 and Ballard nothing. And we want to thank our fine sponsors, Woodford County Public Schools, where kids win, UK Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Get back in the game quickly, just like the Wildcats. Jack Kane Ford, where service isn't just lip service, it's practiced every day. Carroll Floor Covering, all your flooring needs under one roof. Lexington Clinic, Woodford Family Physicians. Hometown care for every member of your family. Ricardo's Restaurant, great food, great service, and reasonable every time. Falling Springs Rec Center, fun, fitness, and family all under one roof. Family Wealth Group, retirement shouldn't be scary. Dairy Queen, where happy tastes good. Dough Daddies, your friendly neighborhood donut shop. Collision Masters of Lexington, making your day better is our family's business. Kentucky Gym, come get fit with an old school vibe. Little Mozart Piano Academy, where music is the answer. The Wash House, let us do the dirty work. City National Bank, putting people first since 1954. And Midway Insurance Group, small town feel, but a big time commitment from the Midway Insurance Group. Thank you for watching tonight, and we appreciate you. So hit the subscribe button and tell me you're listening and enjoying what we're doing. Till next Friday night from Community Stadium, final score one final time, Woodford County 20, Ballard nothing. Until next Friday night, first round of the playoffs in Versailles. So long, everybody.